TIFU by buying my wife a sex book. Our sex life has been pretty boring for the 3 years we've been married. We are both on our second marriage. I am a widower and she is divorced. My late wife was very adventurous and her first husband was vanilla missionary or nothing. Over lunch yesterday we talked about sex and how it has become mundane, with her admitting that she has only really ever felt comfortable with ordinary sex because that's all she has known. I suggested we get a book for her to read to get an idea of what she might like to try. So we went into town to the bookshop and bought a book which she spent the next 3 hours reading in the bath. Come bedtime, 9 p.m. unusually, I am dragged to bed and set upon in very pleasurable way until about an hour and I feel fingers caressing my anus and perineum. Then a finger followed, and to my surprise the one and only vibrator, a small one we have, was pushed inside of me. Much pleasure was had until my wife gasped and started to sound worried. Behind me I felt a lot of fumbling. Wife was sounding worried, then just stopped and said sorry. I asked what had happened. The vibe had slipped, been pushed a little too far and had gone all the way in. For the next hour we tried to excrete the thing and finally gave up, still buzzing inside. As we both had a drink, a taxi was booked and a trip to AE was made. It took only a few minutes with a speculum, lube and forceps to remove the then quiet vibe from me, and after promising to be more careful in future we returned home. This morning I skipped my normal bike ride and have sat gingerly at my desk. Wife just wandered in and wondered if I'd like to get a bigger vibe so it doesn't get stuck. I don't know what I've awakened. TLDR, bought wife a sex book and ended up in the E with vibe stuck in my anus. Update, link, medium iOS app name iSumph. Thank you all. Wife just wandered in and wondered if I'd like to get a bigger vibe so it doesn't get stuck. I don't know what I've awakened. Yeah. My wife does this every now and then with something bigger which is made for this kind of thing. Has a base and can be put into a strap-on harness. No way it is getting stuck up there. Being 5 minutes from a hospital is pretty convenient though. She likes the control sometimes. Does not happen often, but she gets into a mood. It is called pegging, by the way. There are a couple NSFW subs on here about the subject. What is the name of the book, by the way? No way it is getting stuck up there. Being 5 minutes from a hospital is pretty convenient though. Always good to have a backup plan. TIFU update by buying my wife a sex book. Original, link. Really surprised by how much this got upvoted. A few updates, clarifications and answers. Yes, I know anal vibe should have a base, but wife did not. It was totally consensual. She asked if she could push it a little way in and I was lubed up. Not quite 0 to hero as I wrote. We'd been talking about stuff for a few weeks and the book was so she could get ideas. As a submariner I am away 9 months a year, sometimes longer, so 4 years is like one for us in short bursts. Yes, I am a beta. All us sardines are at S. The only way to survive in a tin can for so long. 3-hour baths, book, wine, candle, top-ups of hot water and bubbles. No better way to spend an after. Okay, I said she'd never done anything else, not that she didn't want to. I never pushed it cause she had a shit ex who treated her badly, so I didn't want to be that guy. My late wife is demon in bed and total dom, so pretty much anything went. No kids possible, we are both too old. Turns out we are more than compatible in bed. Finally new account cause my normal one of past 7 years is known to my crew and adult sons. Not a good look for me on next deployment, though as it turns out both my sons guessed it was me by a phrase I use that is unusual. TLDR, thank you all and good night. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.